It is unbelievable how people are so divisive over stretching. Like, people think it's useless. There's a lot of literature that says stretching doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. Then there's the other side of the fence where people think it'll turn you into a superhero. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, and I personally like to do stretches after I train. I feel like for me, my body feels better, my lower back feels better. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about 10 lower body stretches that I like. Now, I have another video that we're filming where we're going to talk about the actual benefits of stretching. So that'll be next. That's coming up. But for now, I want to do 10 stretches. Now, usually what we do after we train legs is I want to do something for quadriceps, something for hamstrings, something for your hip flexors, and something for your hip extensors. So we want to get like some glutes, some hip flexors, some quads and hams. And I think sometimes people make it way too complicated. Some of the stretches that I do are really, really simple. So what we're going to start off with is my favorite stretch for your glutes. It's more your piriformis. It's a muscle that crosses. It actually crosses over your sciatic nerve. So if it gets tight, you can actually have sciatic pain. So here's what we're going to do. This is called a 90-90 stretch. So you're going to let's put our right leg at 90 degrees and our left leg at 90 degrees. So just like this. Now what I want you to do is keep your chest up and lean toward your right toe. You should feel that a lot in your hips, glutes and your hips. Now I am super tight in my hips, very tight. So if I don't do these, I'm in trouble. I feel like I can't move. Okay, once you do that for 15 seconds, then we're going to come forward. We're going to go right over your knee this way. And I should feel that in a different part of your glute. And we do 15 seconds this way. And then you obviously do the other leg. And what you want to do is you want to do 2 sets. Keep the stretch to 15, 20 seconds, okay? So do your other leg, and then we'll move on to stretch number 2. Okay, stretch number 2. This is a figure 4 stretch. Every time I say that, I want to put someone in a figure 4 like Ric Flair. You probably don't know who Ric Flair is, do you? I do. All right. So what Lauren's going to do is she's going to take her right leg and cross it in the shape of figure 4. Now she's going to reach through and grab her opposite leg and gently pull back. This is another one that's real good for your glutes, your piriformis, your lower back to a degree. Really good stretch here. It's a little bit more advanced than a 90-90 stretch. I'm good with the 90-90 stretch, but some of you may want a little bit more. So this is another alternative for you. And we're going to do 2 sets on each leg for about 15 to 20 seconds. All right. Switch legs. There we go. Feel that? Yep. Now, when you're stretching, you don't want to pull back so hard you're in excruciating pain. That's not the goal. It should feel a little uncomfortable, but if you can't breathe and you're in intense pain, you're pushing a little too far. Okay, stretch number 3. This is another piriformis stretch. I personally am not flexible enough to do these, but it's a good stretch. I can actually do these, but I'm so tight I feel it more in my QL, my lower back. I don't even feel it in my piriformis. But Lauren can actually do these correctly. So she feels them where she's supposed to. So watch what she does here. So she's going to put one leg up. And see how she's crossing over? She's crossing her left leg over. Now she's reaching. Now she's flexible. So she can actually add a twist to it, which is good for your lower back. Actually, you get a little bit of your thoracic area right here with the twist. But she can actually feel that in her glutes and piriformis. Very nice. See that little V taper she's got going there too? That's pretty cool too. That's perfect. Okay, other side. Yeah, I can't do those. Very, very good. Now what I would do is I would pick one of these 3 stretches we just did, and I would just do one of them. You don't need to do all of them. All right, stretch number 4, we're gonna move on to our hip flexors. I want you to step forward and get down into a lunge position. Now take that foot out a little bit further forward and push your pelvic girdle forward so you stretch your hip flexors. Now I want you to reach up in the air too and lean forward. Feel that?
Should be that.
You can do either arm actually. I honestly don't feel a difference. Great stretch here for your hip flexors. Again, 15, 20 seconds. Make sure you keep your chest up and your pelvic girdle forward. None of this. Up. And switch legs. I actually even feel this in my adductors a little bit, my inner thighs.
Should you focus on squaring your hips or does it?
Yeah, I like to have your hips square. I like to have your shoulders square. But I will say this, once you find a comfortable position, sometimes it's kind of nice to move around a little bit.
Yeah.
Get maybe some other muscles that this isn't necessarily intended for. So don't feel like there is a perfect way. Play around with it. And if, like, for instance, if you have tight adductors, I got tight adductors. So for me to turn a little bit and rotate, I can get a little bit more in there. Okay, stretch number 5. This is another one for your hip flexors. And it also adds a little bit of thoracic mobility to it with the twist we're going to add. So we're getting down in kind of that lunge position again, but watch the kind of the twist that Lauren adds here. See, she's got her left leg forward. And she reaches up. This is really good for your mid-thoracic spine too. She's getting her hip flexors. She's getting her glutes. She's getting a lot of muscles. This is pretty popular. Most people you'll see that do this, they reach up and stretch. So this one's actually a really popular stretch. Another great stretch. I'd either pick this one or the last one we did. Again, same. All of these are going to be 2 sets of about 15 seconds. To 20 on each side. Okay, switch legs. Good lunge. You can reach back, get a little extra shoulder work like Lauren's done, or you can reach up either way. But again, glutes, hams. There's a little adductor in here too. And that is stretch number 5. So now we're on stretch number 6. This is one of Lauren's favorites. This is called the
Lizard pose.
The lizard pose. All right.
Get into a lunge, and then you can sort of flare out on the side of your foot. And you can either stay up like this, or if you have the flexibility, you can go down on your forearms. And then sort of add a twist if you want, sort of open it up a little bit more and look behind you. Or just stay down like this. Whatever's comfortable.
So this is a lot of your hip rotators. Glute, ham, adductors. I can see a lot of adductor in this. I'd say people need to be careful rolling onto their ankle so they don't get too crazy.
Or if you don't want to roll onto your ankle, you can just stay flat-footed like so.
I actually feel these a lot in my adductors too. I think it's just because they're so tight. Okay, awesome. Stretch number 6. All right, now, very simple quad stretch. So I like to do these on a bench. Just simply put your foot up on a bench like this and just gently come down. Okay. Now, if you want to turn it into more of a hip flexor stretch, just like the previous stretch we did, you can lean back. But I'm using this more of a quad stretch. So this is stretching my quad really, really good. Simple, easy to do. Make sure you hit both legs. 2 rounds. That is stretch number 6. All right, hi everybody, stretch number 7. So let's grab the bottom leg. We're going to grab the bottom leg and stretch our quad this way.
In yoga, they call it cat pulling tail.
This is okay. So in yoga, this is called cat pulling tail?
Yes.
Is that what this is?
Yes.
All right, all you cats out there, make sure you pull your tails. Great quad stretches. You can actually do the top leg too. but I kind of like doing the bottom leg. I feel like the bottom leg is better. Great stretch here. I love this stretch. That is stretch number 7. Okay, stretch number 8. Hamstring stretch. Again, very, very simple. You're just going to straighten your leg and put it up on a bench. Keep your chest up and lean forward gently. You'll feel a big stretch in your hamstring. Just like that. Very, very simple. Make sure you keep your chest up. I try not to do that myself. That's a very, very hard stretch on your hamstring. So, other leg. Again, nice and simple. Right there in the meat of your hamstring, you'll feel it. That's stretch number 8. So stretch number 9, this is real simple. We're going to try to keep our back straight for the most part. It's going to bend a little, that's okay. She's going to reach down, grab her ankles, and gently straighten her legs, like very gently. See how she's gently straightening her legs? You don't want to be too aggressive on this. If you can't come down all the way, then bend your knees. What most people do is they bend their knees and they gently lock. I've got pretty flexible hamstrings, so I'm pretty sure I can do this. So watch this. Look at this.
Oh, jeez.
I can actually reach back.
I don't think I can do that. I don't think my hands are capable of that.
All right, very good. All right, so pretty good how my hamstrings are flexible, right?
Yes, I'm shocked.
Everybody's always shocked. So for those of you who haven't heard the story on how my hamstrings got flexible, I used to run track. And the assistant track coach was a very attractive lady. She was very well endowed. So she would always say, pick a partner. And I would never let anybody be my partner. I'd say, Coach, I don't have a partner. Can you stretch me? So we did the partner stretches where I laid on my back. And so, she was down this way and she was pushing. So I wanted her as close as I could get her to my face, right? Everything. So I don't care. I didn't care how bad it hurt my hamstring. I was like, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. So that is the story how I got ultra flexible hamstrings. Okay, I saved the best for last. This is my favorite lower body stretch. I had a lot of hip problems in the early 2000s to the point where I had to get cortisone shots on my hips to even be able to train my legs. It was very, very bad. I didn't think I'd even be able to train my legs heavy ever again the rest of my life. It was so bad. I went through a lot of different kinds of treatment. I spent a lot of money. Nothing worked. And then one day I did this stretch. I noticed the next day everything felt better in my hips. And the more I did this stretch, the more I noticed, the better I felt. So I don't really know what the name of this is, but it's a very simple stretch where you lie down and you bring your leg across your body into an L shape. So Lauren's going to help me with this. So you're going to lay down, straighten your leg. Now what she's doing, my leg is straight, she's bringing it across my body. I like to brace myself so I don't twist. Now this is really good for your glutes, piriformis, your QL, and your lower back. This stretch has done more for me than any stretch I've ever done. This is absolutely my favorite stretch. Same thing, 15, 20 seconds, okay? Then we do the other side. Let's do the other side real quick.
Sorry, I'm not your track coach.
You're my track coach today. Okay, notice how I'm bracing myself with my elbow. Lauren's pulling across. This feels excellent all the way through here. All right, there we go. Stretch number 10. So we have a bonus stretch. All right, what are we doing here?
So this is called pigeon pose. It's a little awkward to get into, but you can just sort of start from, downward dog, and then take your leg and sort of get it as parallel to the front of your mat as you can. I can't even do it. It's a little bit difficult. and then square your hips, and then you can either stay up like this, or you can fold forward, and you feel it a lot in your outer glute here. And it's okay if you need your foot to go closer into your leg, you can do that as well. You can still feel a stretch in your outer glute, just not as intense as if you were to.
Yeah, that's also getting your hip flexor on your other leg.
Yeah.
So that's hip flexor, that's groin, that's hip rotators, that's everything.
And just remember to breathe into it. Don't try to hold your breath. Just breathe, relax your muscles. The more you relax and the more you breathe, you can get into those tight spots.
All right, thanks for watching. Those are my 10 favorite lower body stretches. We're also going to do a video on upper body stretches, plus your bonus stretch, which is too hard for me to do, too advanced. So I want to hear, what are your favorite stretches? If you have one that you want me to try, make a video on Instagram and tag me in it. And hey, who knows, maybe I'll try it. So anyways, and also feel free to leave comments below if you like some of these stretches or if there's other ones that you also like as well. I appreciate you watching. Thanks. And for Lauren Wood and myself, we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you.